Action.
I've always had a hard time putting things in chronological order. I still remember when I was in the first grade, I had this quiz where I got.
Cut.
I've always had a hard time.
You gotta wait for action.
Okay.
Settle. Action.
I've always had a.
Before we start, can I just go to the bathroom?
Yes.
Is the fact that I, as a 6-year-old, struggled with that much shame and guilt and feelings. Grammar! I've always had a hard time.
Gotta wait for action.
I've always had a hard time putting things in chronological order. I still.
Oh, sorry.
I've always had a hard time putting things in chronological order. I still remember when I was in the first grade, I took this quiz where I was supposed to put 4 things in order. I couldn't do it. I messed the whole thing up. I got the paper back and it had a big red frowny face on it. And you know, the big red frowny face is the first grade equivalent of an F. I was so ashamed. I was supposed to take it home and get my mom or my dad to sign it, but I hid it for several days. And then I knew it was due the next day, so I pulled it out and I forged my mom's signature on the paper. Put it in my backpack. It never occurred to me that Mom would find it, but that night, she went pilfering through my backpack looking for something and found it. So she erased my forgery and wrote her own name on there. Needless to say, that story did not end particularly well for me. It's a lot to learn from that story. But as I think back, one thing amazes me. At 6 years old, I struggled that much with feelings of shame and inadequacy. I wonder sometimes, what causes that? Where does that even come from? Jesus had a very different way of defining success and failure. What might it mean for you, for me, and for the world if we could learn how to see failure through Jesus's eyes? What would it mean if we could learn how to grade ourselves and others differently?